The world is changing, fast. We live in a digital age. Smartphones, laptops, tablets, they're everywhere. We're more connected than ever. It's revolutionized how we work, play, and live. But there's a dark side, a threat lurking in the digital shadows. As we embrace the digital world, we open ourselves up to new dangers: cyber attacks, data breaches, identity theft. These threats are real, and they're growing more sophisticated by the day.
Every time you connect to the internet, you leave a digital footprint. Cyber criminals are looking for ways to exploit any vulnerabilities they can find. It's a digital arms race. In this hyper-connected world, cybersecurity is no longer a luxury, it's a necessity.
Everything is connected. Our homes, our cars, our businesses, it's all part of a vast interconnected digital ecosystem. And while this interconnectedness brings incredible convenience and efficiency, it also creates vulnerabilities on a massive scale. Think about the Internet of Things, IoT. Smart refrigerators, connected cars, wearable fitness trackers. These devices collect and transmit vast amounts of data. But what happens when these devices are not properly secured? They become entry points for hackers. Imagine a hacker gaining access to your home network through a compromised smart speaker. They could potentially control your thermostat, your lights, even your security system.
Businesses, governments, and critical infrastructure are all vulnerable to cyber attacks. The interconnected nature of our digital world means that a breach in one area can quickly cascade and impact countless others.
The stakes have never been higher. Cybersecurity is no longer just an IT issue. It's a business imperative, a national security concern, and a matter of personal safety.
We need to be proactive, not reactive. This means investing in cutting-edge technologies, but it also means educating ourselves and each other about the risks and how to mitigate them. It's about creating a culture of cybersecurity, where everyone understands their role in protecting our digital assets. The future is digital, and our security, our privacy, and our way of life depend on how well we navigate the cyber threats that come with it.
Remember the good old days? Back when the biggest tech worry was your Tamagotchi dying because you forgot to feed it? Yeah, those days are gone. The internet, for all its cat videos and online shopping, has a dark underbelly. Cyber attacks are increasing, not just in number, but in audacity and complexity. Think of it like this. Hackers used to be lone wolves, tinkering in their basements. Now, they're organized crime syndicates, even nation-states, with resources that would make a Bond villain jealous.
We're talking sophisticated phishing scams that trick even the savviest users into giving up their passwords. Ransomware attacks that hold entire companies hostage, encrypting their data and demanding hefty payments. Data breaches that expose the personal information of millions. The targets are everywhere. Cyber attacks can disrupt critical infrastructure, cripple financial systems, even influence elections. Section 2. Anatomy of a cyber attack. From phishing emails to ransomware. Let's break it down. How do these cyber attacks actually work?
Imagine a phishing email. It looks legit, maybe from your bank or a trusted online retailer. You click on a link, eager to claim that amazing deal or update your account information. Bam! You've just opened the door to your digital life. The link downloads malware onto your device, giving hackers access to your passwords, bank accounts, everything.
Then there's ransomware. Hackers encrypt your files, making them completely inaccessible. Then comes the ransom note, demanding payment, often in cryptocurrency, to get your data back. It's a nightmare scenario for businesses, especially small ones, who might not have the resources to recover. Section 3. The high cost of cybercrime. A global threat with real-world consequences. Cybercrime isn't just a digital problem. It has real-world consequences.
We're talking billions, even trillions of dollars in losses every year. Businesses lose money to ransomware payments, stolen funds, and the cost of recovering from attacks. Individuals suffer identity theft, financial ruin, and the emotional toll of having their personal information compromised.
Cyber attacks can disrupt critical infrastructure, like power grids and transportation systems, potentially putting lives at risk. They can interfere with elections and undermine trust in democratic institutions.
In a world increasingly reliant on technology, cyber attacks pose a fundamental threat to our security, our privacy, and our way of life. The global nature of the internet means that cybercrime knows no borders.
This makes it a complex issue that requires international cooperation to address effectively. Section 1. Fighting back businesses on the front lines of cybersecurity. Remember that feeling when you realize you left your front door wide open all night? That's kind of what it's like for businesses facing the relentless tide of cyber threats. Except, instead of a door, it's their entire digital infrastructure.
The good news: businesses are finally waking up to the threat. Think of it like this. In the Wild West of the early internet, cybersecurity was like hiring a security guard after your saloon had already been robbed a few times. Now, businesses are investing in Fort Knox-level security from the get-go.
We're talking big bucks being poured into cybersecurity. It's like a digital arms race, with companies constantly upping their game to stay one step ahead.
Section 2. Building fortresses, cybersecurity solutions and strategies. So, what does a cybersecurity fortress actually look like? Imagine a medieval castle, but instead of moats and drawbridges, it's firewalls and intrusion detection systems.
The first line of defense: strong passwords, multi-factor authentication, and keeping software up to date.
Then you've got your heavy artillery antivirus software, anti-malware programs, and intrusion detection systems that constantly scan for and neutralize threats.
And because no defense is foolproof, businesses are also investing in incident response plans.
But it's not just about technology. Companies are also focusing on employee training, educating their workforce about phishing scams, social engineering tactics, and the importance of good cybersecurity hygiene. After all, even the strongest fortress is vulnerable if someone leaves the gate open.
Section 3. Beyond the firewall, the human element in cybersecurity. Here's the thing about cybersecurity. It's not just about ones and zeros, it's about people.
Think about it. Most cyber attacks rely on human error. Someone clicks on a phishing link. Someone falls for a social engineering scam.
That's why businesses are realizing that investing in technology is only half the battle. The other half, investing in their people. We're talking about comprehensive cybersecurity training programs that teach employees how to spot phishing emails, create strong passwords, and recognize suspicious activity.
It's about creating a culture of cybersecurity awareness, where everyone understands the risks and takes responsibility for protecting sensitive information.
But it goes beyond just training.
Section 4. A cat and mouse game, staying ahead of cyber threats. Here's the harsh reality. Cybersecurity is a constantly evolving cat and mouse game.
That's why it's not enough to simply react to threats. Businesses need to be proactive, always thinking one step ahead.
This means staying informed about the latest threats and vulnerabilities, investing in emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and machine learning to detect and respond to threats in real time.
It's a never-ending battle, but one that businesses can't afford to lose.
Remember that scene in every spy movie, where the hero and villain are constantly trying to outsmart each other with gadgets and gizmos?
That's kind of what the cybersecurity world is like, except the stakes are way higher than a stolen microchip or a secret formula.
Think of it as a high-stakes game of chess, where the good guys, cybersecurity professionals, are constantly developing new strategies and technologies to stay one step ahead of the bad guys, the hackers.
One of the biggest challenges in this arms race is the sheer speed at which technology is evolving. New vulnerabilities are discovered every day, and hackers are constantly developing new tools and techniques to exploit them. This means that cybersecurity professionals need to be constantly learning, adapting, and evolving their strategies to stay ahead of the curve.
Imagine a security guard who can watch every camera feed, analyze every log file, and detect even the slightest anomaly in real time. That's the promise of artificial intelligence in cybersecurity.
AI-powered cybersecurity solutions can analyze massive amounts of data from various sources, such as network traffic, log files, and user behavior, to identify patterns and anomalies that might indicate a cyber attack. They can also learn from past attacks and adapt their defenses accordingly, making them more effective at preventing future attacks.
But AI is not a silver bullet. Hackers are also using AI to develop more sophisticated attacks, making it a constant game of cat and mouse.
The good news? AI is still in its early stages, and as it continues to evolve, it has the potential to revolutionize the way we protect our digital assets.
Remember that time you lost your house keys and had to change all the locks? Yeah, that's kind of what it's like when a hacker steals your data. But what if there was a way to make your data virtually unstealable in the first place? That's where blockchain technology comes in.
Think of blockchain as a digital ledger that's spread across a network of computers. Every time a transaction occurs, it's recorded on a new block in the chain.
In the context of cybersecurity, blockchain can be used to create tamper-proof logs of network activity, secure sensitive data from unauthorized access, and even verify the authenticity of software and devices.
While blockchain is still a relatively new technology, it has the potential to transform the way we think about cybersecurity, making it more secure, transparent, and trustworthy. Section 4, Zero Trust. Trust no one. Verify everything. Remember that old saying, trust but verify? Well, in the world of cybersecurity, it's more like trust no one, verify everything. That's the basic principle behind Zero Trust security, a model that assumes that no user or device can be trusted by default, even if they're already inside the network perimeter.
Think of it like this. In a traditional security model, once you're past the castle walls, you're generally free to roam around the castle. But in a zero trust model, you need to show your ID and get your credentials verified at every single door you encounter.
This means implementing strong authentication methods, such as multi-factor authentication, for all users and devices. It's a more proactive and comprehensive approach to cybersecurity that can help organizations better protect their data and systems from both internal and external threats. Section 1. The ever-evolving landscape of cyber threats. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we? From the rise of sophisticated cyber attacks to the cutting-edge technologies being deployed to combat them. But here's the thing about the cybersecurity world, it never stands still. It's like a constantly shifting landscape, with new threats emerging as quickly as old ones are neutralized.
Remember that feeling when you finally master a level in a video game, only to unlock a new, even more challenging level? That's kind of what it's like for cybersecurity professionals. Just when they think they've got a handle on the latest threats, hackers are already developing new and more sophisticated ways to breach defenses.
It's a never-ending arms race, fueled by the ingenuity of both the attackers and defenders. And as technology continues to advance at an exponential rate, the pace of this arms race is only going to accelerate. That's why it's crucial that we remain vigilant, adaptable, and always one step ahead of the game. Cybersecurity. A shared responsibility in a connected world. It's not just the responsibility of IT departments or cybersecurity professionals. It's a shared responsibility for individuals, businesses, and governments.
Every click, download, or password entry impacts cybersecurity. Like driving, be aware and follow rules to avoid accidents.
Businesses must foster a culture of cybersecurity. Invest in security, train employees, and promote responsible behavior. Protecting data means protecting customers and the digital ecosystem.
Governments must enforce laws, promote cooperation, and secure infrastructure. They also need to educate the public about cybersecurity risks.
Section 3. Staying ahead of the curve, the future of cybersecurity. What does the future hold for cybersecurity? Threats will continue to evolve, becoming more sophisticated and harder to detect.
But there's reason for optimism. Professionals are leveraging AI, machine learning, and blockchain to create resilient systems.
Awareness of cybersecurity is growing at all levels of society. Individuals, businesses, and governments are prioritizing cybersecurity.
The future of cybersecurity is collaborative, requiring constant innovation. It's a challenge and an opportunity to build a secure digital future.